On today's video, we're going to be looking at the top 10 best places to live in Bradenton, Florida. The best neighborhoods according to my personal opinion, nothing more than that. As you guys know, my wife Catherine is a realtor here in Bradenton. I'll include her link somewhere at the bottom of the description. So if you're thinking about moving to the Bradenton area, you can contact Katie or Catherine, my wife, and she'll be glad to help you. I don't normally shove her information down people's throats, but I think for this video, it makes sense. Bradenton is an incredible city, and I've lived here for a year, and I'm gonna be living here for another year since we recently renewed our lease. Now, we usually get up and move, so the fact that we're staying here for another year means that we've really liked this area, and things here have gone really well for us. And I've lived in Naples and Fort Myers, two fast-growing areas. After living 20 years in Naples, my standards for a place to live are pretty high. I'm not saying Bradenton is perfect, but if it's good enough for me, it should be alright for you. And your budget will definitely be a factor into whether you can live in a better area or an area that's less attractive. So we're going to start off with number one, and yes, it's an expensive area. Number one is Anna Maria, or Anna Maria Island on the north end. This is where the Rod and Reel Fishing Pier is, one of my favorite restaurants in Florida, surrounded by beautiful beaches on both sides of the island. For about $3 million, you can get one of the best properties on this island, and for about $1 million, you can start to look for properties here. Without a doubt, if you are not limited by a budget, Anna Maria Island is where you want to be in the Bradenton area, with easy access to all of the best beaches. The area is safe, it's clean, and it has some of the coolest beach vibes of anywhere in the entire state of Florida. One of the few downsides of living on Anna Maria Island is that you have access to one bridge to get back on the mainland, and during the winter, where people are leaving the beaches in large volumes, that bridge can get a little complicated. The evenings bring crowds as people await one of the most beautiful Gulf sunsets in the state of Florida. But it's really the beaches and the pristine white sand that makes this island special. So if you're not limited by a budget, without a doubt, Anna Maria Island is where you want to be in the Bradenton area. Number two is Bradenton Beach, quite possibly one of the most underrated beach towns in Florida. These are fun beaches that stay packed throughout the entire year, offering clear waters, coastal vibes, and an uplifting, fun environment. At a fraction of the cost of a place like West Palm Beach or Naples, but with much less congestion. These iconic beaches will be the place where you'll make memories and enjoy life to the fullest. Really, if you can afford to be on Bradenton Beach, you'll be hard-pressed to find a better deal for the money. Being in Manatee County, you can expect to occasionally run into manatees on the beach, dolphins. The waters can sometimes be crystal clear, which means you can enjoy amazing beaches, fishing, and other outdoor activities. If you like being on the beach all the time, you could quite literally walk from your cottage to the beach. Without a doubt, Bradenton Beach belongs on this list. Number three is Lakewood Ranch. This suburban area east of 75 is an amazing place to live, and it's the part of Bradenton that I currently live in. It's very difficult to find fault with this place. It really is an incredible area. Everything is new out here, from the roads to the sidewalks to the buildings to the schools to the homes. Lots of Karens and an abundance of tasteless suburban food. I think one of the biggest weaknesses that Lakewood Ranch would have is the lack of authentic dining options, since it is kind of a bland suburban area. But other than that, it feels welcoming for the most part. I've really enjoyed living here. I enjoy fishing in the lakes, the trails, the bike trails, and all the places that you can actually go to. Lots of parks. So if you like bike riding, walking, jogging, and just being in the outdoors, there's plenty of safe spaces to do that. The area is popular with students. You'll see lots of Starbucks, lots of new apartment complexes. So if you're studying, you just want to live in a nice, clean, safe area, this is definitely the route to go. So if a new suburban area is what you're looking for, then Bradenton may be the perfect place to do it, because Lakewood Ranch is freaking massive. Covering the vast majority of the area east of 75, it's a huge area. It's not really small. As typical for Florida, it is not incorporated as a city, but with Interstate 75 nearby, you have easy access to Sarasota and Tampa as well. And if you're into car racing, there's a huge car racing scene here with lots of specialty shops. So if you're into vehicle modifications, car racing, there's a lot to do in this area. On the regular, you'll see everything from exotic race cars, old school racing American muscle, as well as sports tuners. Number 4 is University Park. University divides Sarasota from Bradenton, and this is a nice suburban area that's part of the urban core and west of 75. We'll give you access to some of the best shopping, the University Mall, of course. This area combines all the conveniences of being in a large metropolitan area, but with many gated golf course communities, you also get a little bit of that suburban feel as well. Smashed in between Bradenton and Sarasota, you'll have access to both cities readily available, which gives you lots of dining options, things to do, and definitely a lot of shopping opportunities. A vast majority of the communities here are gated. That's why we don't have footage of the inside of the communities, but you get the idea. A nice suburban clean area, definitely a good area to consider if you're moving to Bradenton and want to have everything close by and accessible. So if you enjoy dining out and going shopping, this area will definitely keep you busy. Number 5 is West Bradenton. If you want to be close to those beaches we talked about, but you just can't afford $1 million home, well, you're in luck. There's West Bradenton, which is a part of Bradenton that's closest to the beaches. You can actually find a really cute little house in this area for something like under $600,000. I've even seen a few smaller homes starting in the low 400s. So if you want to be close to the beach in a really nice neighborhood, this area has incredible restaurants. A 15-minute drive to the beaches. And if you're looking for a neighborhood that's a little bit older, that just has a little bit more character, bigger trees, more beachy vibe homes, you'll find it in West Bradenton. It really has a lot of character. So if you like those little 50s houses from Florida, you can go for beach theme and just kind of do your own thing. You'll find that some of these houses have existing mango trees that are giant. Even the commercial buildings here have a really nice beachy theme, so it really feels tropical and beachside. And if you want to make the budget bigger, you can move closer to the water. And if you're overlooking the Manatee River, then those properties are worth a little bit more, pushing into the $2 to $3 million range. And they're not all these ugly McMansions. If you're patient and wait for the right home, every once in a while, beautiful historic Florida homes come on the market in this part of Bradenton. So if you really want character, old Florida, you can definitely find that in West Bradenton. And if you're afraid of hurricanes, there's a few spots in West Bradenton that have a lot of elevation. Other places in West Bradenton are definitely storm surge vulnerable. So it depends on the specific elevation. Look at the elevation maps if you're scared of hurricanes, and in a really high spot, and your chances of storm surging are almost minimal. Number 6 is Palma Sola, very close to West Bradenton. Palma Sola in Spanish means lonely palm. Located at the mouth of the Manatee River and Tampa Bay, many of these homes are going to have great water access. The DeSoto National Memorial is here. The area is susceptible to storm surge flooding. If I wanted to be near the beach in Bradenton, I would not overlook Palma Sola. Number 7 is Braden River. Your search for a beautiful property in Bradenton with an oversized lot could result in you running into Braden River. These larger estates offer a rural feel, yet you are in the center of the metropolitan area with easy access to everything you need. So if you're looking for a spacious property in the Bradenton area, consider looking somewhere around the Braden River. And these neighborhoods are not really confined. Bradenton doesn't have actual neighborhoods, so it's just a general area. There are no actual neighborhood boundaries in Bradenton. A great area if you need a spacious home. Number 8 is Foxley. This is basically a continuation of Lakewood Ranch, but north of Highway 64. This area mixes a suburban feel with a rural feel. Some of the newer developments here are a little bit more compact in density, so if you need affordability in a newer community, you might be able to find something in your price range out here. There's also a boat ramp leading to the Manatee River nearby, so if you like boating activities, you have access to the water. It is quite a ways to the Gulf though. And there are some areas around the Rye Preserve that are definitely more country and rural. Number 9 is Parrish. This is a suburb of Bradenton in Manatee County. That is also a suburb of Tampa in some way or another. It used to be a small little rural town, but the suburbs have swallowed it up and it's growing like crazy. They're building a lot of new houses out here, and you still have larger properties with a lot of acreage. So you get this cute little town surrounded by some awesome country rural areas, as well as new developments. Parrish is definitely one of the best places around here where you can combine all of the charm of a small town with all of the advantages of a new development in a fast growing area. And you're only 34 miles from Tampa. Number 10 is Mayaca City. Now, I'm not talking about the actual city of Mayaca City. That little town is a piece of crap. I'm talking about the rural areas surrounding Mayaca City that are an extension of Lakewood Ranch almost. So it's an area that has a Mayaca City address. So let's say you want to live on the far outskirts of the Bradenton metropolitan area. These are rural areas that are going to have a Mayaca City address, but they're actually going to be physically closer to Lakewood Ranch and Bradenton. Physically, it's a huge area geographically, so if you're looking to live in the outskirts of the city, this would be a great place to start searching. I hope you guys liked my video of the 10 best places to live in the Bradenton area. I recently did the top 10 worst hoods, and you guys requested that I also did the top 10 best places to live. If I were looking to buy a home in the Bradenton area, these are the 10 places that I would hope I could get into. Alright, there it is. So if you are thinking about moving to Bradenton, Florida to enjoy our beaches, warm weather, these are 10 communities I would definitely recommend. Could you find an incredible property that's not in these communities? Absolutely. These are just 10 great recommendations on places to start looking. Longboat Key is kind of way out there by itself, and traffic can sometimes be a nightmare to get in and out. That's why Longboat Key, even though part of it is in Manatee County, did not make our list. It's just too impractical. So if you live in the Bradenton area, what do you think about my list? Would you change anything? Is there something that I put on here that you think didn't belong? Or is there an area that you think I overlooked? Personally, if I was looking to buy a home in the Bradenton area, this is the list that I would personally go by. But again, it's mostly just based on my personal opinion.